All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Another episode of the Rewind Rewatch podcast. I'm Joel.
And I'm Andrene.
And we are siblings rewatching 90s movies. And today is episode 40.
4-0.
Believe it or not.
It's my age.
Yes, it is. So congratulations for that. And congratulations to us for getting to 40 episoms.
Yes. And to you guys for listening to us for 40 episodes.
Also to you guys, I guess, as well. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. The listeners have been great. All the feedback that we've been getting, we really appreciate. As well as all of the suggestions that we've gotten for different movies to cover. We take all of our films from movies that have been suggested. We have a big list of suggestions that we basically just pick from. I think we may have picked like 2 movies, maybe 3 outside of that list this entire time. And most of them were right when we started the pod. So shout out to everybody who's been sending suggestions. It feels like we get like anywhere between 5 and 10 every week. The list continues to grow, and we will continue to go through it. We've got a cult classic today.
Yes.
With 1998's The Big Lebowski, starring Jeff Bridges.
This was requested by Jeremy. I got you this week, Jeremy.
Shout out to Jeremy.
Shout out.
With another one, he's been getting lucky because I feel like we've covered a few of his suggestions now.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as Andrene mentioned on a previous episode, we don't look at who suggested the movie before we pick it. So we're literally just looking at a list of films, and then we're just like, all right, like let's pick one of these, and then we kind of go back and see who suggested it. So. It's been a nice little run for Jeremy lately. This was my pick, so Andrene, I'm going to enlist you with the 1-sentence summary.
Gosh, why do I forget every time? Like, what is it?
This is probably one of the trickier movies to do a 1-sentence summary of, because it is a whirlwind.
A disheveled, hot-ass mess of a man
Oh, man.
is mistaken for someone else and ends up mixed up in a kidnapping crime.
Yeah, that actually is pretty good. That is actually pretty good.
Whew.
I have a lot of questions that I just want to ask you, but I guess we'll go through the cast first really quick.
Okay.
Because we obviously have a few stars in this film, including Jeff Bridges, who is the lead.
Yeah. So, where do you think I remember him from? When we were kids.
When we were kids?
Yeah. We used to watch the movie with Dad all the time.
I don't remember.
Shopping.
Oh, Arlington Road.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that is Jeff Bridges.
That is what I think of every time I think about him, is Arlington Road, because we watched that movie so much as a kid. And it actually is a 1999 film. So maybe we'll get a chance to cover it.
Okay.
He also was in True Grit in 2010.
Yeah. That was an Oscar-nominated film, I believe. I never got a chance to see it. Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Who is just a very popular character actor. I remember probably one of the first times seeing him was in Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
He went on to star on Boardwalk Empire, which to my knowledge was really his first like lead role, because I feel like he's always been like
a sidekick.
Yeah, and even in this film, in the late 90s, he was just kind of like the dim-witted friend.
Yeah, he was in Reservoir Dogs.
He was in Reservoir Dogs, that's right.
Fargo and Con Air. So
yeah, those are all big films.
Yeah, yeah, he's doing his thing. We also have Philip Seymour Hoffman
as Brand,
playing a different role.
I loved him in this movie. I mean, I love him in most films that he did. Rest in peace to the late great PSH.
Yeah,
and yeah, he has a smaller part in this movie, but he's just. I don't know. Like he's just such a good actor for me. Like every time he has these different roles, I feel like he just completely commits to whatever it is that he's doing.
Yeah.
And so he plays the the other Mr. Lebowski's kind of like sidekick. And then John Goodman from Roseanne.
And the Connors.
The Roseanne / the Connors.
I just want to say, so lately my husband has been on this Connors kick where
How is it? I've actually not watched it.
It's really good.
Okay. I mean, Roseanne was a good show.
Roseanne was good, but like they basically like did Roseanne but like current without Roseanne,
Right.
of course, because she's Roseanne. But it's really well written. They address a lot of different issues. It's still very funny. And what I like about the show is like they showed, a white family that was struggling. And although they nipped at each other and it was funny, like the parents cared for their kids. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a situation where like they were mistreating their kids. Like they would make fun and they would make jokes and it was always funny. But at the end of the day, like Dan loves those kids to death and would do anything for him. It's good. And now Darlene is older and has her own kids and Becky's there. It's very entertaining. I'll say that. We've been watching our way through it on Netflix and it's
that's on ABC. Right?
Yeah, and old girl from what was that show on Showtime with like all those kids and Frank the drunk dad?
Oh, you're talking about
Shameless.
Shameless, yeah.
The youngest daughter from Shameless plays Darlene's daughter.
Oh, right. She ended up getting pregnant on Shameless.
Yeah, she's perfect.
yeah.
Like you want to like girl. As an adult, you're like girl, like get together. But it's like this is how teenagers act in this environment. Like it's
So how old is she now? She's probably like 20, right?
yeah. So on the show, like yeah, she's old, like she's a young adult, but she's kind of not
Immature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough about the Connors. Julianne Moore is in this movie,
Yeah.
which I did not remember her being in this film. And she plays Maud Lebowski. And then we've
I think his cat just
my cat just bit me in the middle of me talking about Julianne Moore. I guess she's not a fan. I feel like Julianne Moore's always been in a bunch of stuff, and I can never really remember exactly what it is.
She was in Hannibal. She was in
Hannibal. Oh, Hannibal.
Hannibal. Not Sounds Like. Yeah, she was in Hannibal.
She played Clarice.
Correct. She was in the Psycho remake, which I was not a big fan of. She was in the Carrie remake, which I was not a big fan of.
Wasn't she on 30 Rock?
I don't know about
Am
that.
I making that up?
I know she was in The Lost World, Jurassic Park, Boogie Nights, Hunger Games, the Mockingjay 1 and 2 movies. That's where I know her from. And she plays the daughter of the Big Lebowski, and she's kind of a very strange character. And then
she was on 30 Rock. I didn't make that up.
Okay. And then we also have Tara Reid, which we've brought up a few times now. She was in American Pie 1 and 2, and also Josie and the Pussycats, which I feel like we referenced a couple of weeks ago.
And Tara Reid was in Urban Legend as the DJ.
And Cruel Intentions.
And Cruel Intentions. And John Turturro is also in this movie. And I feel like he is one of those just like racially ambiguous guys. I mean, he's an Italian man, but I feel like I've seen him play everything from Jewish to Latino to Italian to just all types of things. And he is wonderful in this movie as Jesus, the opposing bowler.
I hate his character. Can I just say that?
Also a little bit of a creep and an alleged pedophile.
He was, I didn't like him at all. I want him out of the movie.
You wanted him out of the movie?
Like, he didn't add anything to the film. No, honestly. I'm not trying to be funny.
Well,
if they cut his part completely out, it would not have affected the film at all.
No, it would not have. But I also feel like this is the Big Lebowski. Like it is just a lot of random things cobbled together in a way where it's like this movie is like entertaining for various reasons, but it isn't really about anything. And so I think that's probably a good place for us to start. Because this is your first time watching this movie?
No.
Oh, you've seen this before?
I have seen this movie before. I've seen this movie once before. So watching it this time, I didn't remember it at all. Like, I know I'd seen it, I knew it was a comedy, but that was about it.
Yeah, this is my second time watching this movie. I feel like the first time I watched it was maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. It kind of went over my head. And so I was like, I feel like this is a movie I'd like to rewatch because I feel like it is a cult classic and it would be nice to kind of see it a second time. I do feel like I appreciated it more than I did the first time I watched it.
Agreed.
Was your okay? So
Yeah,
you had the
agreed.
same. And like I said, the movie doesn't really. It's a very like winding plot. This is also a Coen Brothers film, which I guess is an important thing to mention. It is very highly rated. Like a lot of times with cult classics, you don't really know what you're gonna get in terms of like if people actually like this movie because it's good or because it's bad. But this is a movie that is pretty well heralded and got a lot of great ratings and reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Coen brothers, they're filmmakers that both write and direct a lot of their own movies. Some of their more famous films are Fargo,
Mm-hmm.
No Country for Old Men,
Mm-hmm.
Burn After Reading, True Grit. And so this is kind of in that vibe. I mean, how would you describe their filmmaking style? I mean, based on the films of theirs that you have seen.
So I feel like I'm generally not a fan of their film style.
Interesting. Okay.
Although I did really like No Country for Old Men. That was probably my favorite.
That is like it feels different than
Yeah.
like Burn After Reading. Like
Yes.
that's a very. It doesn't even really feel like a Coen Brothers movie.
Maybe that's why I liked it.
Other than maybe.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen Fargo a couple times, and like our dad loves Fargo, and I just don't get it.
Again, another movie that's very cult classic, but also very highly rated.
Yeah, and I don't get it. Like maybe it's been a while since I watched it. Maybe I'm due to rewatch it, but yeah, the few times I did watch it, I was like, I don't see why this is so funny. They're like, what?
1996. Maybe we'll get to it.
Maybe we'll get to it. Yeah. So this movie, I had a very hard time trying to figure out what the point was. Like I'm skipping way ahead here with themes. I'm not going to talk about a theme yet, but like as I'm watching it, I'm trying to keep myself aware of like what could a theme be here. And I was like, bro, what? I don't know.
The dude abides.
Like,
that's the theme.
It was just. So how would you describe this dude?
The dude. Well, I heard how you described him in your one sentence summary. I feel like he's just. I don't want to say he's a waste man, but I mean he wears hoodies, sweatpants, and pajama pants basically the entire film.
Yeah.
There is this one little sweater that he wore at one point that was kind of nice. It was like a brown sweater with like little like Native American print. It was kind of fly. But he doesn't wear actual like real pants at any point in this movie. He wears these like plastic see-through sandals.
Ugh.
Like he
or a
basically
bathrobe. He wears bathrobes out of the house.
He does wear bathrobes out of the house. He's going through life basically in his house clothes. He spends most of his day in the bowling alley, or at least he goes almost every night. It seems like he's like either practicing or playing in his bowling league. We know he likes to listen to Creedence Clearwater Revival. He's got those tapes in his car. He's got an old beat up car. He's got a apartment that I'm not really sure exactly how he affords.
Yes.
He doesn't appear to have any sort of job. We actually know that he's unemployed because he said as much.
Mm-hmm.
His landlord does come by at one point and ask him about rent money, but there's no indication that he's actually given it to him.
Or plans to.
Or plans to. And his vibe is very much just like chill. Like he's very unbothered
by everything. And
he's very unbothered. He wears shades for no apparent reason, sometimes indoors.
Yeah.
And he likes to smoke weed. He likes to bowl. And he has opinions. He has strong opinions about music because at one point he's in a cab and the guy is playing some band. I can't remember. I know there's people yelling at
Eagle?
The Eagles. Yes, it is the Eagles.
Eagle.
The cab driver is playing the Eagles and he begs him to stop. The cab driver gets pissed and kicks him out of the cab.
Yeah.
So this is basically what we know about this man. He likes to smoke, he likes to listen to music, he likes to bowl, and he does not work and he doesn't wear pants.
And he clearly is broke because he goes to buy milk and he uses a check for 69 cents.
That's right. That's the beginning of the film.
I was like, what in the world? And And this man...
I'm assuming Walter is buying all of the beers.
Oh, you forgot something else about him. He loves his Caucasians.
Oh, his
and
White Russians.
Not the people, the drink.
Yeah.
The drink.
He does drink White Russians throughout the entire film, which I believe is vodka, Kahlua, and milk.
Yeah.
That does not sound good to me. I've never had a White Russian, but that is definitely a drink
I think it would taste good.
Whenever, I guess it's kind of like eggnog-y.
Yeah, I think it would taste good.
But yeah, like if I hear of White Russian, I always think of this movie.
You have to.
Because it's just
all
like,
he drinks.
and he's drinking it in like almost every scene.
I don't even remember seeing him eat anything. It's just him drinking
and smoking
White Russians.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to show you how relaxed this guy is, after we see him his first night of bowling, he goes home, and as he opens the front door, someone comes from behind and like runs him into his bathroom and starts dunking his head in the toilet. And he's like, Lebowski, we want the money. Where's the money, Lebowski? We need the money. And they pull his head off out of the toilet. Like, where's the money? He's like,
oh, it's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
And it's like, bro, like these people they could be armed with weapons. You have no idea, and you're making a joke about them sticking your head in the toilet. And he's just so cool. Like, he's like, come on, man. And they're like, Lebowski. Nobody calls me Lebowski. I'm the dude. And
he is the dude.
The whole movie, he keeps telling people, like, no, call me dude. I'm the dude. I'm the dude. And even when he's talking to people, he talks in third person as the dude.
And this is the thing. And this is also, I think, what I love so much about this Branch character is that he's, like, so, like, uppity and, like, posh. Or like what a Jamaican would call stush.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's very stush. And very much like, oh, yes, Mr. Lebowski, da-da-da-da. But then even he starts calling this man dude.
The dude.
And it's like, dude, we need you to come down. Like, yo, that was mad funny. Every time he called him dude, it was, like, way funnier than anybody else saying it.
That's very true. That's very true.
So, yeah, dude is just like, yo, like, what's going on? So these people are basically like, yo, we're working for Jackie Treehorn, and we need to find. Wait, what is
his
it?
wife owed the money.
Your wife owes us money, and so then they like dunk his head in the toilet and mess up a bunch of stuff in his house, and then piss on his carpet.
So
and his rug.
And this rug, man. This rug tied his whole room together. They kept saying it.
Yeah. So then he's actually more upset about the rug than anything else. Because it's like, yo, like they pissed on my rug, bro. Like, who are these people? And I'm not even married, so like, who do they even think?
You're right.
So these people obviously came to the wrong person's house.
And they realized very quickly, because like this house, there's no way that this rich guy lives here. So
no.
they're like, oh, my bad, wrong person. They just walk out.
I'm also curious as to how he even had a house.
Yeah.
Because his whole lifestyle is very much giving apartment.
They never really tell us what he does for a living.
He doesn't do anything.
No, I'm saying, like, we don't know how he got his money. Like,
no,
was he hit by a car? Like, we don't know really what happened. Even later on, when he ends up having that sex thing with Maude, and they're talking afterwards, and she asks him about, like, what he used to do. He mentions, like, he used to, like, be, like, a groupie for, like, a band at one point and travel. So, like, maybe he made some money in the music industry, but, like, it's not very clear.
Nah, he's just been living on vibes his whole life. This is what we know.
So he's Kramer, basically.
Yeah, he is kind of like Kramer, who, you know, affords apartment in the middle of Manhattan somehow. So again, another person who we have no idea how he affords to have a home. But yeah, he's definitely giving Kramer. He's definitely giving just like, yo, like, everything's cool, man. Everything's chill. Like, just cool out, bro. So it's now this is when we now meet Donnie and Walter. So let's talk about this Walter character, played by John Goodman. Vietnam veteran Walter, as he is.
Oh my God.
Very, very willing to let us know time and time again. He keeps referencing
bringing it up.
How would you describe Walter?
He's one of those people that come back from a war and like ready to shoot his gun. Like, this guy is so out of control. He's basically a wild card. He's so out of control that one day they're bowling And one of their opponents, like their toe either steps on the line or steps over the line. There's a question as to what happened. And so when he bowled, Walter is pissed. He's like, that doesn't count. Your foot was on the line, therefore,
It's
like
a 0.
use the 0, mark it down. And so the guy's like, no, I wasn't on the line. And he was like, mark it 0. The guy says no. He pulls out his gun and points it at the man. And it's like, change it to a 0.
In the middle of the bowling alley.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules? Mark it 0.
They're calling the cops, man. Put the piece away.
Mark it 0.
Walter, put the piece away.
Walter? You think I'm fucking around here? Mark it 0.
Of course the guy does it because, like, this man is insane. But what I didn't understand about that was he does all of this. They get a phone call from the bowling league saying, like, oh, we're aware that someone from your team drew a gun, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, they didn't ban him from the bowling league? Because they're right back there bowling.
It was just a few disgruntled phone calls.
That's it?
And that was the extent
He
of
brought
it.
a gun in and pointed it at someone and threatened them.
He said, hey, it's a league game.
That's it?
that was his
The cops didn't come. They knew who he was. The cops didn't come to his house. Nothing.
So off rips, we kind of see like who this man is. And also, he's very much an instigator because I feel like dude, he definitely has his sense of like right and wrong. And he actually ends up yelling at Walter later in the film for that exact reason.
Yes.
I'm just like, bro, like you're ODing, like you're wilding out. But for him, it seems like he's more annoyed by this whole like people breaking into my house thing. But it's the fact that like Walter kind of like G's him up to the point where he's like, yo, like we can't just let this slide. Like you have to find this Lebowski guy and you have to like
He has to give you a new rug.
yeah, like you have to get your revenge because they can't just piss on your rug.
Right. So he's like, you know what? You're right. I should find him. He ends up finding where he is. This is where we meet the Brant character. And he's there, so he meets the Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski uses a wheelchair, and he's talking to him, and he basically tells him the whole story. And Big Lebowski is very impatient with him. He's like, why are you here? I don't understand. And he's like telling him the whole story. He's like, no, you told Brant, and Brant told me, but why are you here?
Yeah.
What is it? And he's basically like, yo, like, they peed on my rug thinking it was yours. I need a new rug. And it's like, do you even have a job? Like, he fries him. He goes into him.
Nah, Mr. Lebowski is definitely a bootstraps guy.
Yes.
So he's like, yo, like, you're like basically worthless. Like, you don't do anything for yourself.
I lost both of my legs. I'm still very successful.
I lost my legs and I still made a way for myself. And you are basically trash. Like, you basically done nothing with your life. You don't even have a job. You come in here looking like trash. You got on a hoodie and some pajama pants. And he says, you know, the bums always lose. This is what he says to him. Like,
but you know what's
like,
wild?
You're a bum and you'll never be anything.
What's wild about that is we find out later on from Maude that he's not even rich. The Big Lebowski's not even rich. She says that like their mom or something had the money, or it's the foundation's money. It's not even his money. So it's like you're sitting here chastising this man for the way he lives his life, but like you don't even have, you didn't earn what you have. You probably got it from mommy and daddy.
Small loan.
$5 million.
Just a small loan of $5 million. But everything else, I did on my own.
It's like, come on, bro. So I already was like, all right, this guy is doing a lot. And like, to be fair, yes, the dude is definitely a bump. Like, we're like, yes. I'm not saying that he's right.
The dude is trash. This is now our second straight film with an unemployed lead. And not that there's anything wrong with being unemployed if you're looking for work, but it does not seem that he has any interest of actually working. Whereas our friend Daniel in Mrs. Doubtfire was just constantly quitting jobs because for whatever reason he didn't also feel. And again, I think it's another thing that ties this movie together is these other characters that are like actually trying to do something of their lives, looking at these people and being like, yo, this guy's a loser, this guy's a bum. Mm-hmm. In Mrs. Doubtfire, it was the Pierce Brosnan character. In this movie, it's either Mr. Lebowski or the sheriff in Malibu,
The sheriff
who basically assaults him in the middle of the police office. But these people who are basically just like, yo, like, you're not contributing anything to society, you're trash. And I feel like the films are made like they're presented in a way for us to kind of sympathize with these characters.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, they actually are like mad lazy. And by no means am I like a bootstraps person. So I do feel like, yes, people need help, but you also have to like create some efforts to like do better in
He
life.
doesn't think he needs to.
And he is not concerned with that at all. Like he just wants to bowl. He wants to listen to CCR. He at one point is laying in his house with a Walkman on, listening to bowling. Like he's literally just listening to bowling.
You just hear the pins hitting the ground. I was like, what?
And he's like chilling.
His eyes are closed.
And he's vibing out.
So after he meets the Big Lebowski, who basically just fries him and says, get out, he lies to Brent and says, oh yeah, he told me I could take one of his rugs as a replacement. So he steals one of his rugs. On the way out, we get to meet Bunny. Bunny is the wife who we learn owes money to Treehorn.
A very young wife.
Oh my God.
Tara Reid wife.
I mean, the age gap is tremendous.
And Mr. Lebowski is like 60.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear what's happening here. He lives in a mansion with a huge pool, and she's there, painting her toes, having the time of her life. She offers the dude a blowjob for $1,000 on his way out.
Just randomly.
Just for the money, yeah. So we already know she's all about the cash. She really doesn't care about anything else.
And she's got her buddy passed out in the pool.
Yes.
With a bottle of Jack floating alongside his raft. And we later find out that this guy, whose name I'm not remember, Uli or something.
Kunkel.
Uli is someone who works in the porn industry. Bunny was a porn star who I believe basically just got saved, quote unquote, by Mr. Lebowski.
Mm-hmm.
But there doesn't seem to be any meaningful relationship there.
Right.
She owes money to this guy, Jackie. And then she gets kidnapped for ransom money because they want the money back. And as he is now corresponding with Mr. Lebowski, he's like, yo, my wife got kidnapped. They're asking me for ransom money. I need you to make the drop because they won't recognize you and basically you're unassuming.
Well, he thinks that it may be the same people who broke into his apartment. So he's like, if you go to the drop, then you can ID the people and see if it's the same guys who broke in. So we can figure out who has my wife.
My thing is, you just finished reading this man and telling him why he was a worthless piece of nothing. And now you're willing to entrust him with $1 million.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me. I was like, surely there must be someone that you know
that
you can trust.
There has to be someone.
Someone on your security team. There has to be somebody.
There's got to be someone better than this.
Yeah.
And for some reason, of all the people in the world, talk about poor decision making. The dude decides to bring Walter with him. Oh, yeah.
You better not bring in Donnie.
Walter is a loose cannon. I mean, we didn't really talk about Donnie too much. How would you describe Donnie, this Steve Buscemi character?
He's just trying to get involved in the jokes, and they just keep telling him to shut up. Like every time he cuts in mid conversation, and he'll be like, "Wait, what's happening?" And they'll be like, "Not now, Donnie," and just yell at him all the time. And it's like he can't.
Not they.
Well, Walter does.
It's really just Walter.
No, once in a while, the dude will do it as well.
Yeah,
and it's
they do. Yeah, they do.
They just kind of disregard him like he's not really an important character, and all he's trying to do is be in on the conversation. And they just yeah, this is it's kind of like when you have two parents talking and the kid's trying to butt in. That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
they're like, all right, wait, speak when you're spoken to.
Donnie is kind of slow, but I feel like they treated him like he was dumber than he actually was.
Yeah,
by no means was he a smart character. But it was also they're not actually involving him in these conversations. He just happens to be there. So I'm what even happened next? I'm trying to keep track of everything.
Okay, so basically he tells them they're gonna call you on this phone, this big cell phone
that he's carrying.
It's almost like a regular phone, but it's not plugged into anything because it has an
right.
actual phone to hang up. That's why I was like, how does this even work? But anyway,
it's like the phones that they had in World War II.
Yeah,
it's why does he have this?
Well,
he has a strap that he's wearing around his neck.
He wasn't Nam, so he took
right, yeah.
So yeah, he says, okay, they're gonna call you on this phone when the drop is ready. When it is, go to the spot. You give them the money. You get back Bunny, whatever. And so to go to the drop, like you said, he takes Walter, which is like, why would you take Walter? And as they're driving, the instructions were absolutely nobody else, go by yourself, which of course he
Very
blows
clear.
instantly. He gets in the car, Walter's there, and Walter's like, oh yeah, I brought a ringer. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, I brought a briefcase with like my dirty laundry in there so we can give this to them instead. And it's like, take the money and run. And it's like, bro, this is a terrible idea. And so when they call him on the phone as he's driving, he says, we're almost there. And the guy's like, we? And he's like, oh, shoot, I messed it up. And Walter's like, what are you doing? Did you mess it up? It's like, why are you making noise? Like, let him handle the phone call. Like, he just kept butting in. And I thought, like, something's going to happen. Like, they go to the drop, and when they get there, basically they say, I want you to throw the briefcase out. It's not going to be an actual exchange. Throw the briefcase out over the bridge, and then, like, we'll get it, and we'll be in contact.
Which threw off Walter's plans because his goal was to pretend to exchange the money and then beat these people up.
Yes. He brought a gun.
He brought an assault rifle or something.
Yeah, it was something crazy. So they get there and
in a poorly concealed container of some sort.
It's so ridiculous. So he gets to the bridge and now he goes to throw the thing, and Walter instead throws out the ringer, which is like the briefcase with under it in it, and leaves the $1 billion in the car. So they end up like crashing the car. It's a whole situation. And
because he tries to roll out of the car.
I can't get into all the details. It's a hot mess. And the dude is trying to like turn around to get back to the drop so he can like bring the actual money, because of course he's afraid that Bunny's about to die because her life is in his hands. And when he turns around, the people basically had already gotten the ringer briefcase and drove off. And so now he's thinking like, I messed it up. They're going to kill her because they didn't get the money. And this is the part that makes no sense to me. So he realizes he misses the drop and that the Big Lebowski is not going to be after you because you didn't turn the money and now my wife is probably going to be murdered. Okay. Walter says, let's just go bowling. And they do. And they leave the $1 billion in the car. I was like, wait.
Well, it's $1 million to be fair.
Okay.
It's not $1 billion, but yeah, it is still
They
$1
leave
million.
it in the car.
And they're just like having a conversation about this $1 million while they're in the bowling alley. And then it's like, yo, let's go back to the car.
And the phone keeps ringing. The whole time the phone is ringing because they're like, Lebowski's probably like, yo, what are you doing? Where's my money? It's ridiculous. They go back outside.
And it's like, bro, you could have just taken the bag inside with you. Nobody would have known that it's $1 million in there, but at least you know where it is. But it's like, you don't just leave $1 million unattended for hours at a time.
And it wasn't even in the trunk. It was just like sitting in the car.
Sitting in the back seat, yeah.
Like, I want to leave my purse in the car, moreover. Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. So they come back outside, like, I'll figure out what we're going to do, and the car is gone. And then Walter's like, I mean, it wasn't a handicap spot. Maybe it got towed. It's like, bro, you know that car was stolen.
So this is around the time where we meet Maude, who is Mr. Lebowski's daughter. And this is played by Julianne Moore, and she's some sort of erotic artist.
Yeah.
And this is another fascinating character that I'm not really sure how to describe. She comes flying in on some sort of harness and throws a bunch of paint down on a canvas.
That's on the floor.
Which is supposed to be, I guess, her piece. For whatever reason, she's wearing no clothes.
I don't.
While she's flying across the room in this strange studio. She puts a robe on and has this very bizarre conversation. And I should also just note, I feel like I've said this already, but just this movie is a lot of just like random things happening with random characters. And so I think once you realize what the movie is, you're kind of just like, all right, like I have to change my frame of thinking. Like,
yes.
And Andrene is talking about like this whole concept of, oh, I was trying to follow the movie and like what's going on and what's the theme. And I feel like you just really have to just enjoy the performances for what they are. Like John Goodman playing Walter, Philip Seymour Hoffman playing this Branch character. And Julianne Moore as Maud Lebowski is also just like entertaining. Like, it's the way she talks. I can't tell if she has like an accent that nobody else has. Her dad doesn't have it.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if she was supposed to be British or if she was just supposed to be affluent and upper crust. But she has like a very specific way of talking where she uses very flowery language in this semi-British accent.
It's a male myth about feminists that we hate sex. It can be a natural, zesty enterprise. However, there are some people, it is called satyriasis in men, nymphomania in women, who engage in it compulsively and without joy.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, Mr. Lebowski. These unfortunate souls cannot love in the true sense of the word. Our mutual acquaintance, Bunny, is one of these.
And so this is when we find out that Bunny was a porn star. She was making movies with this Ulis guy. And somehow, Uli. And then somehow Jackie is also a part of this because he's also like an adult film producer.
Yeah, so was Jackie supposed to be like a Hugh Hefner type? Because when you go to his house, like there's naked women being bounced up and down.
For no apparent reason.
I was like, what?
Other than to have naked women in this film.
Yeah, it was just, there was no reason at all. Just boobs. I was like, what?
It was just random boobs. It was just random boobs.
And the amount of times that the dude passes out in this film.
And has these bizarre dreams.
So I have to be honest with you, like these hallucinations he was having, I was just like.
Well, he was drugged by Jackie.
Yes, but the first time he got punched in the face by Maud when she stole the rug back.
That's right.
That's why he got knocked out while he was listening to the bowling pins falling.
By Maud's thugs.
Yeah. But it's like, and then he had some weird dream at that point. He keeps having these weird hallucinations. And I'm just like, I don't know. I was just like, all right.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Really...
I'm not really sure that they served any purpose, but this is also, like I said, a film that is somewhat purposeless. He has this dream where he's in one of these productions, these porno productions with Maud, and he's teaching her how to bowl, and there's like a bunch of dancers with like bowling pin feather hats on, and he's dancing down the stairs, and it is very
fever dreamish.
Yeah, it's very fever dreamish, but it's also like very cinematic production.
Yeah.
Like it's like very much like visual, but it's not really, it doesn't really mean anything.
I was like, what?
So yeah, this Maud character is very interesting, but she's basically like, yo, like my dad is actually this is not even his money. He basically took money out of his foundation's coffers to even get this ransom money. And you need to go get this money back. And if you get it back, I'll give you $100,000.
Right.
Now, her dad, Mr. Lebowski, was only offering him what, $20,000?
Yeah.
So like, all right, like you better like work with Maud here. But as we see, and again, like there's just mad things that happen throughout this film.
Yeah.
So not to like belabor the point of all these random things happening, but it does become a situation where like every time you think one thing's happening, it then turns into something else. And all these different people are basically like playing this weird game with each other, and the dude is just kind of stuck in the middle.
Right.
And so he and we as an audience are both trying to figure out exactly what's happening. And we're using this dude character to try to like make sense of it all, because as he's theorizing, then it's basically giving us different clues as to what's going on.
Right. So, because Walter thinks that Bunny was never kidnapped, and she's basically faking the thing all along for the money.
Now, Walter's also thinking this because the dude said it once as a theory.
Yeah.
And then he just read that in his mind of
that's
what
it.
happened. And Walter's also like dead wrong like most of the time. But like dead ass confident. Like he always feels like he is 100% correct. If he has a hunch on something,
that's it.
Then that's what happened.
Yeah.
without any proof. And we see this when they go to the kid's house.
Oh man. So they end up finding the car. They end up finding the car.
They go to the kid's house.
And the cops tell him so he goes to like the junkyard, they find the car, and in the car they find a piece of homework. And the homework had a kid's name on it. So they realize who the kid is, they go to the house and they're like, okay, this is the kid who stole the car, therefore he must have the cash. And they see a brand new like sports convertible parked outside the house. So they go inside, and it's like a nurse's aide for his father who opens the door.
Yeah, I mean, his
Like-
dad's in an iron lung
Yeah, it's
for whatever reason.
yeah, I don't know. So they get the kid, and they're basically like giving him an interrogation.
Yeah, Donnie's trying to shake him down to admit that he stole the money, and the kid does not speak. Like, does not speak a single word.
He's just looking at them,
in
and
the
Walter's
entire
like,
movie.
"This is your homework, isn't it? It's your homework." And the dude's like, "We know it's his homework. Where's my money? Did you buy that car?" And the kid's just looking at them like, "Bro,
Have you ever heard of Vietnam?
Oh, for
You're
Christ's
entering a
sake,
world of
Walter.
pain, son. We know that this is your homework. We know that you stole a car.
And the fucking money.
And the fucking money. And we know that this is your
We're gonna
homework.
cut your dick off, Larry.
You're killing your father, Larry.
like." And to be fair, like, I don't know what this kid's life story is, but the fact that you could sit there with two grown men, like one yelling at you about being in Nam and like all this other stuff,
Right.
and he's like didn't flinch at all. I was
That's-
like, bro, he
yeah,
had a rough life.
He's gonna be the next dude.
Like he's seen some things. So he goes outside. So Walter goes outside and basically just ends up getting a crowbar out of the vehicle, out of dude's car, and smashes to bits. I mean, he's hitting the glass, he's hitting the side mirrors, he's scraping the front of this car.
The headlights.
Oh man.
He goes to town on this convertible
You see this kid? This is what happens,
based
kid.
on
Nothing.
a
really.
hunch, really. Like, really just like, oh, there's a convertible parked in front of this kid's house whose homework we found in the dude's car. So then the deduction is, obviously he took the money, and he took the money to buy this car.
But also the kid looks really young.
Yeah, he's
I'm like,
in
how
ninth
did,
grade.
I'm like, how did this kid buy a car?
He's in ninth grade. And his dad's in an iron lung. So the dad didn't buy it. So then it's just like, okay. So then he's like, all right, you want to play hardball? Look out the window and see this. So then he's like smashing
And
his
the
car
kid's
to
just
bits.
looking
And the
like-
kid is just looking. Like, okay. And then one of his neighbors comes out like, what are you doing? I just bought that car.
Yeah. And it's like,
So again,
oops.
this is the situation where it's like, yo, Walter, he is just going 100 miles per hour on any hunch or concept that he has in his head without any evidence or proof of what took place. It's just like, if I believe it or if I have even think that this is something that may have occurred, then I'm going to convince myself that that's what happened.
He fears nothing.
And he'll like try to talk a dude into believing what
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
believes.
for
And it's
sure.
like, bro, you have no evidence of this.
Yeah.
And for everything about the dude, like the dude is, again, like kind of a bum. But he's not an idiot. And there's multiple points throughout the film where he's like calling people out on things that don't make sense. So it's like, yeah, like he doesn't seem to me like a stupid character. His
No,
friends are
no.
definitely stupid. But he's just kind of like, wait, what? Like this doesn't make any sense. And he's just comfortable in his laziness.
Yeah.
More so than anything else. But I wouldn't call him a dummy.
Because in the end, he's the one that figures out what's actually happening.
Which is
That Big Lebowski said he was tired of Bunny. So he thought she was actually kidnapped though.
right.
Because he did actually receive
He received the ransom
note.
But he was like, oh, she's kidnapped. It's lit.
Yeah.
So
Let me send this loser out.
I'm
to
going
go
to send
get
this
her.
loser with a bag with actually no money in it. And when he drops it off and they realize that it's not any money,
They're gonna
then
kill
they're
her.
going to kill her. So I'll basically keep my money and get rid of this wife that I'm no longer in love with.
And the people who sent the money, that was Uli, right?
The people who sent the money,
I mean, sorry, sent the letter, the ransom note.
that
That was Uli and his people, the
It
nihilists.
was, yeah, right. It was the nihilists, right?
And the whole time, Bunny was just on vacation. Like, she just took a road trip to go see one of her friends. Like,
but then that's the other thing. It's like, all right, so we tell Bunny, like, yo, just leave town.
Get out of town.
We're going to get this money. We'll give you a cut. So she leaves. Then they basically get a bag full of underwear. And they're like, yo, where's the money? So they go back to the dude's house to try to get the money.
Yeah. Like a ferret or something. They put a ferret
A marmot.
Oh, I didn't know
which
what that was.
is just a very funny animal to put in a movie because that's not a animal that you see in anything. And they throw it in the tub while he's taking a bath, and they threaten to cut his penis off
multiple times. And
so it's the whole thing. Like, pissing on his rug. And then so anyway, I feel like the plan was to do this to like basically get this money. Mm-hmm. And then when they realized that they went to the wrong person's house, that's when they kidnapped Bunny to get the money that. Well,
no, because remember, the Treehorn and Uli are two different parties.
Right, yeah.
So she still owes money to Treehorn, but
Treehorn wasn't in on the scheme.
Right, because Uli is like her friend, like you said, in the pool. So I think
this was
Uli
their plan together.
Uli was like, yo, let's just get this money. You can disappear for a few days. But then at one point, because they didn't get the money, they send the Big Lebowski what's supposed to be Bunny's pinky toe because we saw her painting her toes green at the pool.
Right.
And she gets sent a pinky toe. And it turns out it's like one of the nihilist girlfriends cut her toe off to send to get
for $1 million. Right?
I mean, a cut of that.
What would you do?
For $1 million.
I'd cut my pinky toe off. So then it's like, but then when they get the bag full of underwear, then it's like, okay, we're not getting this money. So then they send the pinky toe.
Yeah.
But they're still not getting the money because Mr. Lebowski doesn't care. And the dude thinks he lost the money.
Right.
Because he didn't even keep hold of the bag that didn't have money in it in the first place.
So whoever stole the car probably opened the suitcase, saw there was nothing in it, and just threw the suitcase out on the side of the road.
It was probably the kid.
Yeah, but like he just kind of like, there's no money in here.
Yeah, but then it's just like, what? And then these strange men come to my house asking me for $1 million. And then he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So then why does Bunny go back home? I think that's the weird part because it's like you did this whole scheme and then you didn't get anything out of it. And then she just goes back home.
She crashed the car into the fountain too. Like why did she she even go home properly? Like she just ran the car into the fountain and then
that's true. She did crash the car into the fountain.
I didn't really get what was happening. I was like, what? Yeah, she goes home. I guess because they weren't getting the money. So maybe they'll try again another time. I don't know what happened.
So then at this point, Uli and his gang are still pissed because they're like, yo, we did all of this and we still didn't get our bread. So they go back to the dude because they don't know that Mr. Lebowski gave them fake money. So they're like, yo, you played us and you actually kept the money for yourself. Yeah. You owe us that $1 million. And they're like, bro, like we don't have any money.
There's no money.
So they accost them in the bowling alley parking lot. A dude pulls out a sword, and Donnie's just like, nah, screw that, let's go. I mean, not Donnie, Walter. Like, Walter's
He's always ready to go.
Walter's ready to rock and roll regardless. And throws a bowling ball into another guy's gut, knocks him out. The other dude with the sword.
Don't say dude.
No, not dude, not the dude. The nihilist with the sword tries to attack Walter and just obviously does not know how to wield it because he gets disarmed very easily.
Very quickly.
So basically Walter beats everybody up.
But Donnie ends up dying.
Donnie ends up having a heart attack and dying.
Yeah. And that felt very not quite it wasn't as funny as like the dodgeball death, but it was very much like, oh, he's, I got shot. He's like, you didn't get shot. No one pulled out a gun.
There were no shots fired. He didn't get shot.
He's like, you didn't get shot. And then next thing you know, like they see them at a funeral home. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I just didn't see that. I didn't see that coming.
Nah, that was crazy. And so now that they're at the funeral home, they're like haggling over the price of the urn. He's like, yo, $180. That's kind of
too much
steep,
money.
Bro. He's like, you know, our prices go up to $3,000. Like, we're actually giving you the cheapest one we have.
Like just to put his ashes
He's
in.
like,
the
but you
in
know,
the
we're about to
container?
like dust the ashes in the ocean. So like, we actually don't need this. And then next thing you see them with the ashes in Maxwell House coffee can. So they were not willing to cough up $180, which they probably don't even have.
They don't have it. They don't have it. All they can afford is beer and White Russians. Apparently.
Somehow.
Apparently.
I don't even know how they're affording beers or to play
Or the
bowling
league.
every day.
Yeah. I don't know how
Presumably Walter has a job.
Maybe.
So maybe he's just paying for everything, but like the dude doesn't seem to have any money. And so yeah, it basically just turns out that there was really no ransom, there was really no kidnapping, and there was really no $1 million
at all.
And but the dude and Walter did make it to the semifinals of the bowling league.
They did. But even so, like going back to your point about Walter and how he keeps bringing up Vietnam, even when he goes to sprinkle Donnie's ashes over, like they're like at a beach over the side of a cliff somewhere. Like he goes to sprinkle the ashes, a wind blows, and so the ashes blow all over the dude. And he's talking about like Vietnam, and the dude's like, "Stop it!"
He's so fed up. He's so fed up because it's like, bro,
this has nothing to do
you
with
keep
anything.
bringing up Nam. This has nothing to do with Nam.
We're gonna talk about Donnie. Like, what are we doing? That made me laugh because I was like, yeah, this guy's doing a lot.
Nah, Walter's crazy.
Guy
But
was doing a lot.
dude, yeah, everything about the dude is like, yo, this man's mad lazy and he's a bum, but it's just like, yo, the dude is just mad chill because he's just mad chill. Like, this is the thing. You kind of have to love him because he's mad. Well, obviously, you didn't sound like you loved him when you gave the one sentence summary. But nah, dude is just like, yo, just relax, bro. Like, it's not that serious. Like, he's just the most chill.
About everything. About the fact that Maud is trying to get pregnant with him. After they have sex, you see her lying on her back and putting her legs up.
And she's like she's
rocking
rocking herself with her legs in the air, like really trying to make this thing work.
He said, "Oh, you're doing yoga?" She was like, "No." She's like, "I'm trying to get impregnated by you." He's like, "What?" But then like she explained like she doesn't really want a father for the child. She just wants a kid. But it's
we do find out towards the end of the film that there is another Lebowski on the way.
Yes.
What did you make of this cowboy narrator character?
I didn't really get why he was there either. Like he was the narrator, okay, but like I guess it's the idea of having a narrator that we can actually see versus just having a voiceover. Mm-hmm. Another way of doing it.
Yeah, it's like he's a narrator, but then he becomes a character. But I don't really know why he was both because he meets the dude at the bar in the bowling alley, and they meet twice. He has conversations with him. But like, there's no reason for us to believe that this man that he met in the bowling alley would have been able to tell us this entire story because he wouldn't have known any of this. So it didn't really make sense for that to be the same person.
Not to mention, I feel like the dude and Walter with Donnie present, they were just talking way too freely about this whole situation in public. Like they be at the bowling alley and they're like, $1 million, and I'm like, bro, you're just she might die. I'm like,
the cowboy probably just overheard them, and they're in the bowling alley every day. So maybe he does know the whole story.
He probably does. I'm like, y'all just telling anybody who will listen there's $1 million in your car. That's why it got stolen. That's exactly why. That kid was there bowling with his friend's parents, and he heard what happened.
He's like, oh, it's lit?
I got to ride home, and he stole the car looking for the money. Like, they talk too much and too loud.
They were talking so crazy.
But yeah, so talking about things I didn't like or didn't age. They say like the phrase Chinaman a few times.
Yeah.
And Walter even says, like, I think Asian American is the proper nomenclature, but then they go back to saying it again. So it's like,
yeah.
But like, you knew you shouldn't be saying that. And then the whole Jesus character, like I told you, I didn't.
You weren't a fan of Jesus?
He was trying to bang people in the butt. He threatened to bang the dude in the butt.
He did.
Numerous times.
He did do that.
I'm like, that's not funny.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Like that kind of felt like the liar. You know, when she asked him, "Did you get raped yet?" I could circle the block.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we don't need that. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I didn't like that. And then at the end, when Walter believes that the Big Lebowski is faking needing a wheelchair, he picks him up and drops him on the ground. And the man actually cannot walk.
Yeah.
I was like, crickets for me.
I feel
like crickets.
I feel like there's also like this concept of Walter very clearly has PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like,
Yeah.
like, yo, this guy went to Nam and now he's wilding. And it's kind of played for laughs.
Yeah.
But it's never really. And again, this is like a very, very unserious movie.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting them to like have a serious conversation about the travails of war and the effects that it has on our veterans. But I can imagine some veterans group being very upset with this portrayal were it to happen today.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because he's very clearly been like ruined by this experience and now is basically navigating his life from a perspective of someone who thinks he's still in Vietnam.
Yeah. And then, of course, like I feel like just the women in general, it's always like the women are gold diggers or they just want to have sex all the time. Because like you have Bunny who's like both.
Yeah.
And then Maud has all the money, but like she's just, I mean, and again, like
she's not sex crazed.
She's not sex crazed, but it's also like we need an excuse to get her naked is more like it. It's like she has to be naked in the film. So it's not so much her character as much as it is like we gotta see her tits. Like it's like do we have to?
We did. We did.
And I guess for people who were into feet, there was some some nice feet clips.
There were a few. There was a few toe shots.
For those who watch, what is that show? House of the Dragon.
Oh wow!
With the Queen Allison with the feet.
Yo, that's crazy. What's your man's name?
Clubfoot.
That's not his name.
That's not his name. Littlefoot.
His name is not.
Something Foot.
His name's not Clubfoot.
No, it's something Foot. No, it's something Foot.
He walks with a little bit of a limp because
his name is something Foot. I'm not crazy.
I don't think it's Clubfoot, but
it's not something Foot.
I don't really know, but he's in House Strong. That's Lord Strong. That's his name.
Yeah, but they don't call him that. They call him something else.
All right, man.
All right.
Maybe his name
Whatever.
is Clubfoot Strong. What is the theme that you're drawing from The Big Lebowski? Because you said you were working diligently throughout the film.
I didn't say I was successful.
To try to find the theme.
I didn't say I was.
And then, again, this is a kind of like a movie with a meandering plot that doesn't really have any clear resolution because we find out that basically everything that happened in the entire film was a ruse. So then it's just kind of like, okay, everybody just kind of gets to go back to their whole life that already existed. So it is a tricky film to find a theme from.
They do call him the Clubfoot. Ha.
Okay.
I just looked it up. Lord Laris Strong called the Clubfoot.
Okay.
That's what they call him.
Right.
I wasn't being like
I thought you just made that up.
Insensitive. No, that's what they call him. Gosh. Anyway.
I mean, it is insensitive, but it is his actual nickname.
Thank you.
Okay.
So the theme here, the dude abides.
The dude abides, man. That is kind of the theme.
It's like, I mean, I think for him it was like, I don't know, try to figure stuff out. Don't take stuff too seriously. I don't know. He thought someone was kidnapped, bro. Like, I don't know. He was trying diligently to figure out what was going on because he really thought that Bunny was dead or near dead. And eventually he realized it's not the case. But I mean, I will say he never really lost his head. Like, he never really like panicked more than I thought a regular person would, because I would have been losing my mind.
I mean, the most he panicked was when he dropped his blunt in his lap. That's when he panicked.
No,
and he
when-
crashed his car because he dropped his little roach right into his sweatpants.
He also panicked when the Big Lebowski had one of his guys like throw him into the limo to talk to him about the money, and he's holding his White Russian. He's like, "Yo, I'm holding a drink here."
He's like, you almost made me spill my drink. Yeah,
He
that's
wasn't
right.
worried about being thrown into a car. That didn't bother him. It was just about the drink spilling.
Yeah. It was definitely about.
Yeah,
the
I
drink.
don't. I said, like, this is really not for me. It went over my head. Like, if you thought The Fifth Element went over my head, this one definitely did. Because I was like, I was waiting for like the movie to like wrap up. Like, he never got his rug back. He never got. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't really wrap up for me.
Nah, it was just like
Yeah,
that's the end of the story.
Like
you met this guy, some things happened to him, and he's gonna go back to bowling.
just like a day in the life of the dude.
That's exactly what it is. It is a day in the life.
Well,
of
what
the
is the
dude.
theme? Because I don't have it.
I don't really know what the theme is either. I mean, the only theme that I really came up with was to just live life by your own rules. Because despite what other people think of him or despite what other people say about him, like the dude doesn't change. He's consistently the dude throughout the film. He doesn't even go by his real name, which is what gets him in this mix up in the first place. But yeah, it's like he kind of does things his own way. And I also feel like to go to this whole thing of like living life by your own rules. Every time he tries to involve other people like Walter and tries to like listen to their advice, it goes horribly wrong.
That's true.
And all the hunches that he has throughout the movie are actually right. He's the one that figures out that Mr. Lebowski gave him, fake money in the first place. So it's like, I feel like that is kind of the overall theme, if there is one, and I'm kind of grasping at straws here.
You kind of have to.
But it does feel like a movie where it's just like, yo, like, just trust your gut, live by your own instincts, do your own thing, and, be the main character of your own story. And this is what he does, and he just does what he wants, and he's just, I do think that the dude gets to the bowling final. I do think they beat Jesus, and I think they get to the final.
So, did you know that there is a website for dudism?
What's that?
It's a I guess religion that is devoted to the philosophy and lifestyle of the dude.
So
I'm not joking. I looked it up.
Bowling, drinking, and not working.
It was founded in 2005. They have, according to their website, they've ordained over 600,000 dudist priests.
I love that.
And they're called
Dudist priest is amazing.
It's Dudism, the Church of the Latter-day Dude.
I love that too.
And you can go online to the website.
I will.
And you can get,
don't you worry,
for free. You can get a certificate that says like you're ordained as a dudist, something.
All right. Well, there's my evening plans handled. There's my evening plans done and dusted, baby.
So hey, I guess they have like websites where they like on the website they talk about different like I guess prophets of Dudism, and they'll talk about different people like Gandhi's up there. They talk about Jesus, and just other
Which Jesus? Which Jesus?
JC.
Okay.
JC.
The OG.
You gotta put the last name in there. It's Jesus Christ. The last, yeah.
Of Nazareth.
Of Nazareth.
Not the Hispanic bowler from LA. The Nazarene, of course.
Oh, the carpenter's son? Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, my Lord.
Of Joseph.
Now I'm just thinking about the Handmaid's Tale.
Exactly what I was going for.
Of Fred.
Of Joseph.
Jesus of Joseph.
Jesus of Joseph.
Stop. Oh my God.
Man.
Now I'm hot. Okay.
There's mad quotes in this movie, though. I will say this.
Yeah.
because that's kind of what the movie is. Like, it's just like, yo, these random characters doing random things and saying random things. And so there's just so many, like, little lines that make you laugh. Like, when he meets Bunny and her nihilist friend Uli is dead in the pool. Not dead, but
Well, he's passed out.
And he's like, oh, yeah, that's Uli. He's a nihilist. Then he's like, oh, that must be exhausting. It's just like little things like that. One of my favorite GIFs to use is when he's getting in that argument with Jesus in the bowling alley. And he goes,
Liam and me, we're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
just the way he's completely nonplussed about everybody's
Everything.
perspective on things
Yeah.
I love that line so much, and I use that as a GIF so often. It's fantastic.
It really is good.
I have so many quotes that I wrote down just because it's just a quote. It's a very quotable movie.
It definitely is.
The Dude Abides is obviously up there. When he meets Maud and she says, my art has been commended as being strongly vaginal.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
All right, one more. One more is when he's telling they're at a diner. He's at a diner with Walter, and they're talking about the toe that came in the. He's like, "What do you mean? Just because they got a toe, that doesn't mean anything happened." Listen, I can get you a toe by 3:00 this afternoon, man.
He doesn't believe anything. It's like, if I believe this is what happened, this is what happened.
Oh my God,
she's faking it.
Oh man, it's definitely a movie that's more about the quotes than the plot.
Yeah, and
so there are a lot of quotes.
Yeah, because I was watching it like, I don't know where this is going, and it didn't really.
It didn't really go anywhere. It doesn't.
So a couple of quotes here. They considered Charlize Theron to play Bunny.
Yeah,
which we could
that.
definitely.
Well,
see.
These are facts.
Huh? What do I say?
Quotes.
Oh, my bad. Facts. Oh. So, although he's part of the bowling team, the dude has never actually seen bowling during the entire movie. Even during his like hallucinations or his like trips, you'll see other people bowling, but he doesn't actually bowl. Like,
I'd never even noticed that.
Yeah,
that's true.
So the repetition where they're always basically telling Donnie to shut up, it's in reference to Fargo, as Steve Buscemi's character on that movie would never shut up. So it's kind of like an Easter egg for people who have seen Fargo.
Oh, okay.
And then the character of Uli originated on the set of Fargo. And that actor's name is Peter Stormare. He would often speak in a fake German accent in Fargo. And so they used that in this movie. So there's a lot of Fargo, Coen brother connections in this one. So for Donnie's finish in this film, they said that it's basically like a 3-movie-long joke between the Coen brothers because Buscemi's characters keep getting smaller in death. So in the movie Miller's Crossing, Buscemi was seen as a dead body. In Fargo, he was seen as a severed leg. And in The Big Lebowski, he was just Ash. They just keep shrinking him down with each film, which is pretty funny. And so before shooting any scenes, Bridges would basically ask like production, like, did the dude smoke a joint on the way over? If they said yes, then he would just rub his eyes until his eyes turned red before they shot the scene.
That's funny. I mean, yeah, he spends much of the film in shades as well.
He definitely does. One last thing, this film is actually in the Library of Congress's National Film Registry. It joins movies such as Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Rosemary's Baby, and Saving Private Ryan. It's been praised for the portrayal of alienation, inequality, and class structure.
That's interesting.
Right?
I wouldn't have pulled that out of this movie.
Right? I was like, oh. They're pulling out some themes that I didn't see.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that from this movie, but I mean, there is definitely this concept of like, yo, you're a bum and like you're not rich like me. And this concept of like the juxtaposition of the way that he lives his life versus the other Jeffrey Lebowski, who is the same name and they have literally nothing else in common.
Yeah. Well, time for the scores, I suppose.
Time for the scores.
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
So I'll start by saying I don't really have any ties to this film, so there's not going to be any nostalgic factor that bumps it up for me. So whatever I give it is just how I feel about it.
Some nice hedging there.
I mean, yes, there were some parts that I chuckled, I laughed at. There were some things where it was just kind of like, and maybe in a few years I need to revisit it and watch it knowing that it's not going anywhere. But it's like this week I was so frustrated because I was making a point to be like, I'm gonna have a theme this week. Like, I'm gonna be ready with a theme, and then
you got the Big Lebowski.
And then I had no.
This is like the most themeless movie ever.
So I was frustrated. I was like, bro, you like blew this for me. So, I mean, it was okay, but I think I prefer more of a structure. I think I wanted like a more cohesive ending, which I didn't really get. So, I'm not crazy about it. I'm giving it a 2.8.
2.8. That is a very specific score. All right. Yeah, this is interesting because I feel like the first time I saw this movie, I didn't really get it. The second time I watched it, which is this time, which I watched it for the pod, I feel like I liked it more than I did the first time. But also understanding going in that like this is kind of a weird movie that I feel like I wasn't really looking for the plot as much. I certainly followed the plot line a lot better than I did in terms of like what was happening and who the characters were. But I feel like I was just more so watching it just for the entertainment value of the acting, the characters, the quotes, the conversations. So I appreciated it more. I feel like if we're talking about the rewatch value, that is kind of what makes this movie rewatchable. Like, it's kind of a stoner film. It's not like Harold and Kumar, where like the characters are just high all the time. But it is definitely like smoke something, drink something, and then watch this type of movie. I feel like this is also like a movie that you could like watch with like a group of friends where you're just like all hanging out, but you don't really feel like paying attention to it. And then you just have it on in the background and you can kind of just make jokes about the different things that happen. Like, you know, Walter assaulting one of the thugs with a bowling ball. Like, it's just little things, or him just rolling out of a car and shooting up the car in the process. Like, there's little weird things like that happen that are just like, wait, what's happening? Or like the time when he goes to visit Maud and there's a guy there, he's just laughing the whole time. It's like,
yeah,
like, bro, who are you? Like, why is this guy here? Like,
and then the phone rings and they're both on the phone with the person and they're both just laughing and the dude's just standing there like, what?
Who are you, man?
That part was funny.
Like, it's dumb. This is a lot of this movie is dumb, but it's just funny because it's just like, what's happening? And that is like the charm of the film. So, and that's what makes it hard for me to rate. But I do feel like it does have like rewatch value just off of just it being silly and goofy. So I'm gonna go 3.5.
Oh, our scores weren't that far apart.
No.
Okay. So before I get yelled at, because I feel like the listeners are probably like, is she not gonna say this fact?
Okay.
And I almost didn't. So Jeff Dowd is an actor and producer. He produced the Fern Gully, the last rainforest cartoon that I used to watch as a kid a lot. He actually called himself the Dude and enjoyed White Russians. So he is part of the reason where they got the Dude's character from. The second half comes from a man named Peter Exline, who was a Hollywood exec. He once had his car stolen by a teen who left his homework in the front seat, and his friend tracked the kid down.
Oh, wow.
So Jeff Dowd is basically the Dude, but then that story came from Peter Exline. So I just want to make sure I included that into the facts because I know people would probably be in the comments like, shouldn't you even mention this? So there you have it.
Bro, what are you doing?
Bro, do you even research?
What do you think of The Big Lebowski? How many rewinds do you think that it has? Also, you did a really poor job finding a theme in this film, so I would love to hear any theories from the listeners about what you think the potential theme of this film was, or
Educate
even
us.
if you think that it had one. We can be reached, obviously, on all the social media sites under Rewind Rewatch Podcast. Search us, and you will find us. We are on, well, I was going to say streaming, but obviously you're already listening to this. You
Send us an email.
You can also send us an email at rewindrewatch1990s@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. Give us your Rewind rating. Give us your theme. Give us your movie suggestions.
Give us your love.
Yes. Most importantly.
And your adoration.
Most importantly.
And your loyalty.
Give us your love. Give us your loyalty. Give us your soul is what we're asking for. We want your soul.
Don't sell to Satan, sell to us. That should be our tagline.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Rewind Rewatch Podcast.
Sell us your soul. Don't sell it to Satan, sell it to us. Charming.
Oh my God. It's time
Well,
to go.
if you're still listening at this point, then you are a real fan, and we will be back next week with episode 41.